2020 is officially here, and Deck Pass Live, presented by Xfinity, is starting it off at the TYR Pro Swim Series in Knoxville, Tennessee. And that clock right there, I mean, imagine coming in this pool every day and seeing the seconds, minutes, hours, and days until the 2020 Olympics. That's what they see every day at the University of Tennessee. And for some people, that might be a little intimidating, but for some people, it's probably very motivating. I think I'd be very intimidated to know that every day gets a little bit closer to 2020, but a lot of these athletes have been waiting 3 years, 6 years, 9 years for this moment to be able to prove to themselves that they belong on the Olympic team. Hi, everybody. I am Jeff Cummings. I'm your host for Deck Pass Live, presented by Xfinity. As I said, the TYR Pro Swim Series is kicking off 2020 in style. We've already had some great races here at the University of Tennessee, and it's just getting started with a lot of veterans and pros. And I've got a great co-host with me today who knows all about Olympic experience. She's a three-time Olympian from the 2008, 2012, and 2016 Olympics, winning a silver medal and a bronze medal. And here she is right now. It's Elizabeth Beisel. So good to have you here.
It's so great to be here. I'm really excited.
Can you believe it? We're finally here in 2020.
2020 is here, which means it's an Olympic year, which means all of the stress and the anxiety has finally arrived for all of these athletes. But it's great for me to be able to watch it from the different point of view and actually be calm and cool and collected and not stressing about the Olympics.
Yeah, so. The anxiety for us comes the week of, and we're anxious and excited about who might make the Olympic team.
Right.
We don't have to deal with, oh my gosh, today is the big training day,
Right, and everything is on the line right now. Like, actually, life will be okay come June for us, but it is a big year, and it starts off right here at the Pro Swim Series this January.
And we're here at the Allen Jones Aquatic Center here at the University of Tennessee. You know this pool very well as a Florida Gator. You swam against the Volunteers a lot in this pool. I think you told me before you actually had some good swims in this pool.
I have some of my most fond memories as a swimmer from this pool. We had our training camp here in 2012 for the Olympics, SECs, a number of dual meets here, and I always swim really fast here, and people are like, oh God, you like to swim at Tennessee? Like, that's your rival? But I love it, and you know, it's a swimming world, and so a rival is never really that big of a rival. You always love each other, respect each other, and nothing but respect for Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm glad you have those fond memories of being here. And I would imagine when you were here in 2012, that was really fun. I remember you guys got to sign autographs with the kids. I remember seeing pictures and video. They absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and it's always good to give back to the community, and Knoxville has been nothing but gracious hosting the camp, so very happy to be back here in Knoxville.
Yeah, I think that's where all the swimming excitement in Knoxville started, was seeing Olympians in 2012.
Right, can't help that.
All right, so let's introduce our first swimming guest of the night. She knows a lot about this pool, having swum at Texas A&M and an SEC rival for Tennessee as well. She's been one of the stalwarts for USA Swimming in the breaststroke events, winning a medal at the World Championships in the 200 breaststroke, and continues to be one to watch in the lead up to the Olympic trials. And she's joining us now, and it's Bethany Galat. Bethany, it is so great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So you are, as I said, one of the stalwarts of USA Swimming in breaststroke, mostly for the 200 breaststroke. You swam the 100 breaststroke tonight, got a top 3 finish. Were you a little bit surprised by being able to get in that top 3?
Yeah, I actually felt a lot of pain during that race, and I didn't look at my time for a little bit because I wasn't positive I was in the top 3. I was going for the top 3, so it was nice to see that I got in there, and I was happy with the time.
Has to make you feel really good about the way your 200 is going to be this weekend too.
Yeah, my breaststroke's feeling pretty solid, and the feel for the water feels pretty decent considering the training that we're all going through pretty much. So.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that 100 breaststroke from tonight. As you said, it was a little bit surprising. We're going to ask you to provide a lot of the commentary here. So obviously this is a 100 breaststroke, not your specialty distance. So right here, before you're swimming next to Annie Laser, tell us what's going through your mind.
Yeah, so me, Emily, Annie, Micah are all primarily 200 breaststrokers, and we all know that. But we all swim the 100 breast, and we don't consider 100 breast as an off event. We all go for the 100 breast, and so, you know, what I focus on in the 100 breast is a high tempo, but what can really get me in the 100 is spinning a little bit too much, and I think you'll see that a lot towards the second 50.
Right, you're in the second lane from the top, and so you're coming off this last 50 here, and of course, as you said, pretty much everybody in the field is a 200 breaststroker, so how do you tell yourself to sprint, 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 go, go, go?
You know, everyone's breaststroke is a little bit different. I have a pretty high tempo, so it is easier for me to get a good tempo, but it's hard for me to finish my stroke and not spin.
I understand that. I'm a 200 breaststroker, and I know how hard it is to finish those races. So Annie was talking about this in her post-race interview after she won the 100 breaststroke about training for the 100 breast and the 200 breast. When you're training at Texas A&M, how is that? Do you have a day where it's just 200 breaststroke training, a day of 100 breaststroke training, or is it just breaststroke training?
I would say it's just breaststroke training. For me personally, I am focusing on the 200 breast. Tuesday nights we do a little bit more sprint work, and I mean, we don't do anything over 50 so on Tuesdays, but I would say I mostly train 200 base and 400 IM.
I think that's really cool. And you know, as you said, that 200 breaststroke is your baby. It's so stacked going into Olympic trials. And you've raced a lot of these women that for years. And so you know where everybody is. You know how close it could be. It could come down to, you know, hundredths of a second, tenths of a second. And Elizabeth and I were just talking about how when it gets to January of the Olympic year, things really start to get intense. Did that happen for you when it became January 1st?
Yeah, it was actually strange. Like, I knew Olympic trials was coming up, but once we actually hit January of 2020, I was like, wow, this is the year. And I started feeling excited about that nervousness because I know that nerves are really good to have.
Yes.
And especially going into trials, I want to do well, obviously. And I think the U.S. breaststrokers is a special group. If you look at each one of us, we all developed a little bit later in our career, so it's fun to always have competition. And man, I really don't know what's going to happen, but we'll all be going for it, so it'll be a really interesting and fun race.
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, you were so great at 2016 trials. That was like your breakout meet, so I have nothing but good vibes for you going into these trials. You're going to be amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. Yeah. I've been waiting for 4 years for another Olympic trials.
I have to ask, is there going to be a 400 IM on your plate at trials?
Yeah, I don't want to give it up.
Don't.
Yeah.
Was it like practical for you not to do it tonight? Like, were you thinking about the 100 breast? What was your reasoning for not doing it?
Well, I did some 400 IM.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Oh, you did do the 4 IM. That's
I just did some as well.
Yeah. That's okay.
My coach and I decided to swim 400 IM just because it's what I train, it's what I did well 4 years ago, and what I've been doing well for the past 5, almost 6 years. So we're sticking with it.
One more question before we let you go. I was a Midwestern growing up in the Midwest and went to school in Texas. You grew up in Indiana, went to school at A&M. What was it like transplanting yourself down to Texas and now living there, growing up in the Midwest?
You know, there's nothing like home. I'm really proud to be from Indiana, but Texas is fun to live in. There's a lot to do. College Station is in the Texas Triangle, so between San Antonio, Austin, and Houston. And so there's a lot to do, and I love the culture. The food is awesome. Never had great tacos until I went there. Didn't even know what brisket was.
Oh, yeah,
until
that's
I got
an
to
education.
Texas. Yeah, so I've been really enjoying living in Texas.
Well, Texas has been very good for you, as we see. Thank you very much for stopping by. Congratulations on a good swim tonight. We're looking forward to the 200 breaststroke later this weekend.
Thank you.
All right. So as we talked about, Bethany's swim tonight in the 100 breaststroke was an amazing race, and we're going to look at the men's 100 breaststroke, which was just as amazing. We got Nick Fink there, who has been coming to a lot of these pro swim meets, had a great competition at the ISL, and off the start, Nick wasn't even first at the 50. That was Michael Hooley, who trains here at Tennessee. But one of the things that Nick Fink does so well in the 100 breaststroke is he bides his time and he just keeps building and building and building. And I just am so impressed with the way he swam this race tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking with some of the University of Georgia swimmers earlier tonight before Nick's race, and they are saying that Nick is just absolutely crushing practice every single day. He's going in with intention. He really wants that Olympic bid this summer. He's been working so hard. He's been so close to it. So nothing but the best for Nick Fink. I really hope he does well this year.
He's been on the national team for so many years that I've told people that Nick has not been on the Olympic team, and they're always like, what? I always thought Nick has been on an Olympic team. And to me, it does seem weird that he has never been on an Olympic team. I think we have to fix that this year.
Absolutely. He's been a staple to USA Swimming, especially the national team. Several World Championship teams, Pan Pacific teams. Yeah. But he's going to save the best for last and add that Olympic team, hopefully, to his bucket list this summer.
He's got a lot of boxes checked off. He doesn't have that Olympic team one done, and I think he definitely wants to do that.
He'll get the job done.
All right, another race that was really, really exciting was that women's 200 freestyle. 7 out of the 8 women have been at either the Olympics or the World Championships, including that lady, Simone Manuel, the reigning world champion in the 100 freestyle. And then that lady right there, all smiles. We love to see the smiles on Allison Schmidt's face, the American record holder in 2012 Olympic champion. And she took that race out really well. She's out there in lane number 4. And actually in lane number 5, and she just took off on this third 50, Elizabeth.
She did, and I talked to her after the race, and she said she felt so smooth, so strong. And right now, swimming for Bob Bowman in January, you are dead tired. So for her to feel that amount of surge of energy, especially on that second half of a Turner Free, nothing but good things for Schmitty coming up through these next 8 months.
And we have to give some props to Simone Manuel down there in lane number 6, who's putting a lot into the 200 freestyle now. That relay is a big possibility for her to be on the 800 freestyle relay. I mean, I know that it's a good possibility for her to be able to do well in that. I remember she led off on that 800 free relay at Worlds last year. It was a little bit disappointing. They lost to the Australians and lost that world record that I know they were really hungry for. And I think the Americans are out for blood, for lack of a better term, for the Australians, because they really want that 800 free relay gold medal back.
I agree. And the one thing about Simone, she is the type of athlete that if she puts her mind to something, she's going to do it, and she's going to do it well, and she will be the best. And I feel like heading into an Olympic year, every single time, the year before is a little bit like, oh, the USA wasn't as great as we thought they would be.
Yeah.
And then come Olympic year, we always pull through, we pull it together.
I know. It's absolutely amazing to see how the team rallies around all that. I think it's just it's American pride, but it's just knowing that you have been historically the greatest country in the world. You don't want to see that gone in an Olympics. You never want to be that team.
Yep, and it's never been gone, and hopefully we keep it rolling for the next few Olympic Games.
Yeah, so we've just talked about a lot of veterans, but there are a lot of Olympic hopefuls here, and our next guest is definitely going to be one of them. Based on his swims, he's been having a lot at U.S. Open last month, and then here tonight in the 400 IM. Kieran Smith is here. Kieran, thank you so much for joining us after the 400 IM.
Yeah, thank you. That race takes years off my life, but I'm glad to be here.
I think Beisel can talk about that a lot.
Yeah, let's talk about the 400 IM. You're a University of Florida swimmer. Yep. Go Gators.
Go Gators.
So you're dead tired right now.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you were able to pull out such an amazing 400 IM while being so tired.
Going into the meet, I knew I had good fitness. We had a really hard training load, late December, early January. And I'm excited to be able to swim this weekend. We haven't raced in a while since the U.S. Open, so I was getting kind of antsy to race. So to come here, put up a really stellar 4 IM for this point of the season is exciting.
And here we are looking at the breaststroke leg. Now, you knew obviously Carson Foster was going to be really good.
Oh, yeah.
And then Jared Arroyo right there to your left. You're right there in the blue cap. This breaststroke was really good. You guys turned even. And then look at this on freestyle, these last 15 meters. You two were looking at each other.
Yeah.
Was there a little smack talk, little internal smack talk going on?
Yeah, we waved at each other underwater, totally. But I knew that Jared and Carson were going to have good breaststroke legs, so I really wanted to put myself out there at the backstroke. And I was just holding on freestyle. Just had to put up the best split I could.
It had to hurt, but how do you dig deep? How are you able to dig deep when it hurts at the end of that 400 IM?
Just racing, man. Just staying in that race, being tough through the final stretch of the race. Just trying to get my hand on the wall first.
Yeah, Kieran, you're one of the best 400 freestylers in the country.
Thank you.
And Olympic trials, day one,
I know.
is 4 IM for free. What do you do?
We're deciding. Your guess is as good as mine. I'll probably lean towards the 400 freestyle. Like I said, the 400 IM takes so much out of me, and the next day is the 2 free as well, which I think I have a good shot in as well. So it all depends on what's feeling good, what's not leading up to the trials, and we'll make that decision later in the year.
Oh, I got to keep everybody guessing.
I know, right?
I think everybody's a little nervous now. What's Kieran going to swim? We're going to wait till that day. Everybody's going to be really excited about that. But let's talk about how it's been going for you these past 6-7 months. I mean, you've really been kind of I wouldn't say breaking out because you've been doing really well before that, but at Nationals last summer, U.S. Open last month, and now here, what has been improving for you to be able to put up the kind of times and races you've been putting up?
Over the quad, I've been just steadily improving. I haven't really had a really, really big breakout meet where I'm winning all these events or anything, but, you know, I did my part on the junior team in 2017 and 2018, which I was very proud of. Yep. Going into college, hitting a good weight program, a new distance program, and really good training with University of Florida. I think that's helped my growth over the past year or so.
Well, talk about growth. You are
6'6".
Tall. That's got to help you.
Yeah. For the race, I was really trying to work on my transitions in warm-up, and I think I did it well during the race, because if you think about it, if I'm racing someone that's 6 feet tall, on each transition in and out of the wall, I'm gaining a foot on them for every wall. So I knew I had to emphasize that part of the race.
It's really interesting. And when we talk about University of Florida right now, everybody thinks about Caleb Dressel because he's the big star. So how does the distance program work with the sprinters to kind of create this environment that's going on right now at Florida?
Yeah, so the sprinters are definitely on a different program than me, but you know, we all have amazing aerobic bases, and for a guy like that swims a 50 and the 100, you know that they're going to close the 100 freestyle really, really well. So
it's been absolutely amazing to watch you swim here, Kieran. I can't wait to see what you choose day one at Olympic trials. I know it's a long process. You got time to figure it all out, and I think for speaking for everybody who's been watching you, we think it's going to be a really good trials no matter what event you pick.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your swims today. I know you got a lot of great racing coming up this meet. I know, like you said, the 400 free is your baby. Any kind of expectations for the race?
For tomorrow, I'd say, you know, I'd like to put myself in the A final and have a good race with the other national teamers. I know Zane's swimming it tomorrow, and he's definitely the best 400 freestyle in the country right now. So I'd love to get up and race with him like I did at U.S. Open.
Yeah, I think right now it's just about racing and just seeing what you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Kieran, thank you so much. Good luck the rest of the meet.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, so you don't want to miss Kieran and the rest of everybody else.
Thank you.
On NBC SN tomorrow, you can see the list of events there. You got the 200 fly, the 50 free, the 100 back, 200 breast, and that 400 freestyle. We've got a lot of great athletes that are going to be coming up. What are you looking forward to tomorrow, Elizabeth?
Just to go off of Kieran, I'm excited to see him and Zane go after it. You know, you're dead tired in the middle of January. You just want to put up a good race. It doesn't really matter about time right now, but I'm excited to see these up-and-comers, and we've got the 200 back tomorrow, so you can't help but be excited about Reagan Smith. And so, you know, there's going to be a lot of good races, and I'm really excited to see these youngsters come up and make a name for themselves, because now is the time to do it. It's 2020, time to stop holding back and just go for it.
Yeah. And before we go, I got to get a hat tip to Haley Flickener today. She did the big triple 200 free, 100 fly, 400 IM. She's going to be the top seed in the 200 fly tomorrow. It's going to be great. So you want to watch all that tomorrow, and then come to us at usaswimming.org at 8:15 Eastern for Deck Pass Live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We enjoyed it, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.